Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a quick little review of Chaos Zero Nightmare since I got beta access. The game overall was pretty fun. I didn't expect it to be that fun. Honestly, I thought it would be like, oh, I log in and like, I probably won't like it that much. But honestly, it was pretty solid game. There were kind of a little bit of issues like with I did see a lot of people show a lot of localization issues and, text and stuff like that not lining up with like other versions of the game, like language wise. Outside of that, I don't think I saw anyone have any real gripes with it. I heard they nerfed some stuff, but I think I got through most of the stuff fairly easily, and I don't know when they nerfed things. So yeah. So to get started, let's just go through the list of like things on the right here. We have, let's start with the top. So we have stamina, of course, right? Stamina, you got to use your stamina to get materials to grow your characters. And then next to the stamina, that's just your dailies. That's pretty much it. For everything else in the beta was locked. Missions, we had the story mission and the battle missions. And the story missions is just, the general story. I don't want to spoil too much, but I did think the story was quite good. And it felt more eerie than most games, which is honestly very good. I feel like a lot of games these days, especially gacha games, trying to lean more towards like, I don't know, like it just feels way more happy in other games versus this one kind of felt slightly more dark in a sense. And that was really good. It's also kind of why I like CZ right now, because their story is kind of leaning a little bit more dark. They're even showing blood, which is kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. But back to Chaos Zero Nightmare. Other than story, you have battle mission. Battle mission, I'm not sure exactly why battle mission is there. It seems like it's just another way to force progression, right? Like instead of like after you do the story, you do the battle mission so you can unlock the story, and lock other aspects of the game, I'm pretty sure. But outside of that, that's just pretty much battle mission. I don't really think it's challenging either. As long as you have like decent characters, it's pretty easy. In simulation, you have all the materials needed and requirements to level up characters and partners. The characters being combatants, which are the actual characters you play, and the partners being basically in every other gacha game is basically a weapon, right? And in simulation, you pretty much farm up all the stuff to like level up characters. Chaos. So Chaos has two modes, one being lock, which I believe is the zero system. And then we have the actual Chaos mode, right? And this mode is pretty much the main mode that you're probably going to be like farming to like build your characters, probably in like however you want, honestly. All in all, leveling up characters didn't feel that hard. I did feel that a little bit because of like elements that some characters felt a little bit weaker in some areas, but all in all, I feel like I could clear like most of the content in each chaos node fairly easily with like any character. Once again, because of like certain damage requirements, because certain chaos zones require a certain element, it was a little bit more harder, but not as hard, right? Outside of that, yeah, so pretty much in chaos, you want to constantly do good chaos runs. I think I got the highest scores when I got full gold gear plus a lot of cards. And I think I couldn't find it. I believe my highest was like around 33k with Orlay, and she was a healer, but I had a lot of cards on her for healing, and I believe generating points to use more cards. That, and I had all gold gear on her, and she had about 33k I believe points. I'm gonna call it points because I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, so you pretty much just keep farming the mode until you get like a build you want, and which is like really good and fun loop to the game. At some point it might become like tedious, but as long as there's like a new build and like they update the game, I think regularly, it could be fun. Also, in the chaos mode, you can also gain a set amount of rewards, and some of these rewards are unlockables. So basically, when you start the chaos run, you don't have access to everything until you clear all the rewards. So like some certain weapons, certain starter cards, I would call them, right? you don't have access to them until you fully get to a certain level in the chaos node. So like some stem from like getting better dice rolls, some stem from like healing after like a fight, some stem from like getting gold coins when you enter a new area. Arc City. So in Arc City is a lot of different things. That's pretty much where you want to, one, you know, do the whole loving thing with the characters you like, and then maybe you could get like how I have the Rin background screen, right? There's also this thing called policies, which allow you to, I believe, increase affinity with people that the policy is for. And I'm not sure what else it does outside of that. It didn't really seem like it did much outside of like giving me like friendship levels and stuff like that. There is a possibility of like random events happening and that like it can go down drastically. But I think that's just to not keep it like at 100% all the time. There's also a place for food buffs. There's also a place for stamina regen. So like how ZZ has like, you go to the coffee shop and you get like 80 free stamina. In this game, you can do the same, right? You can go to the coffee shop and get 80 free stamina, or you can save the stamina. You can save 60 stamina for like later if you don't want to use it now. Which I think is really nice. Gives you options of like if you want to just use it or just like save it for like way later when like a character that you actually like comes out. I don't know if there was a limit. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that's really good. And then I believe also there was so in this game, when your character gets really depressed by actually getting like hit way too many times, there's this thing, I believe it's called the epitome system. I could be wrong if I said that. But with that system, you effectively have to, it doesn't cost much, honestly. You get 3 free ones a day, but while playing the game, I had like, I think like 22 million credits or 2200 credits, and it didn't seem like it cost much because it was only like 5,000 per character. And it felt like it didn't really like it honestly just kind of felt tedious. I will say. It didn't feel like it needed to be there. I mean, I guess because there's also like a system where you want your characters to be like depressed or mind broken or whatever, right? Which I still haven't gotten to that aspect. I'm pretty sure somebody probably will figure out like something for that. Because there is like, I believe you can run certain simulations when your character is like that, but I definitely didn't do it. So yeah. Outside of that, I think that's it for the Arc City. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so for combatants, we have multiple different types, like different typings and elements that are very distinct from the general gacha game of just fire and elemental shit, right? We have passion, void, instinct, order, and justice. I had a lot of, I believe, void characters, which is Rin and Rinoa. I used at first, before I got Rin and Rinoa, I used Tressa, Ray, and Amir. And I also ran a Hugo, Veronica, and Amir and Marable team, depending on like who I needed better, right? And realistically, if you're doing simulation, I really do think if you get like, if you're like really good at and know what you're doing, you can easily just, the requirement of like lower, like probably less damage than the required element, I don't think that really matters as much. It didn't feel like as difficult to me, but maybe for some other people, if they're not like accustomed to like a game like this, it might be harder for them. Outside of that, realistically, I don't think you really need to like worry about the elementals that much. Maybe down the road or like on full release, they might incorporate some sort of like game mode where like you actually need to like have a decent character pool where you actually have to have a attack dealer for each element. But as for the beta, it was like fairly simple. And once again, like I heard they nerfed things, so I don't think it would be like that hard for people. Outside of elements, we have stats, cards, partners, save data, potential, and manifest ego. So for the stats, it's just general stats of your character, how strong they are and stuff like that. The cards are pretty much, if when you do a run and you save the data, it's probably just going to show your cards depending on like the save data that you actually got. The partner is just your weapon, and the potential, when you look at the potentials, it actually seems like they give a lot. So you definitely want to be maxing this. I don't think you want to like half-ass it with like, I don't know, trying to like save some nodes or like some nodes. Most of the stuff for like each node seemed very, very strong in my opinion, because they do a lot, right? Manifest ego is just pretty much the dupes of the game. I know some people did say that the dupes of the game are really strong. I'm gonna be honest. I do think that like, it's always predatory that gacha games make dupes really strong. But I really also think that a lot of people could easily beat a lot of content with like a base character in any game. And I just think in general, like of course an M6 is going to be like way stronger than like an M0 or an S6 or whatever, right? And like dupes of a character will make a character stronger crazily. And it does make it insanely crazy. And I just think at least they should have like a good system for pulling characters. But yeah, manifest ego, potential. I think potential you should be always maxing, and manifest ego, if you're a whale, fine, but I don't think dupes really matter. I mean, like I said, dupes are strong. Like Rin, I know Rin at I believe her 4th or her 5th copy, because you need to pull and then get 4 more. She has the ability to use her sword attack so basically with Rin, she has a stance, and with that stance, you have to use a specific card, but the 4th slot removes the need for using a specific card, and any card you use gives her the stance, which is actually like really good because it gives her added damage and added like effects, right? So once again, really good, but I still don't think it's needed if you know what you're doing in this game. As for the rescue, for now, it was only just a normal banner, and we don't know whether or not how the gacha is truly going to be on release. Once again, because of localization issues, people did say that the gacha system was 50-50 at first because everyone read the localization for English, but apparently in other localizations, it doesn't have anything to do with 50-50. And some people are saying that the weapon banner is 100% based on leaks, but we're not sure. So yeah, that's pretty much all we got. But all in all, the pity is at, I believe, 70 or 80, which I think is better than at least 90. I didn't see the exact rates. I believe it's just standard around 1% ish, but we have to wait and see the limited banners because I think that's what matters more rather than the standard banner. Also the localization issues, so we don't actually know if any of those numbers are even correct. I feel like somebody just threw in arbitrary numbers to mess with us. So when that comes out, we shall see. I play like a couple of gachas, so like honestly, I think I'm just gonna pull for characters that I genuinely just like and seem cool nowadays, because pulling on every character is not it, especially when you don't have that much money, But yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up just pulling characters I really, really, really like. I was thinking about a lot of crazy bundles, which would be cool, and if weapon is 50-50, then I'll like probably spend a little bit more, but we shall see. Outside of that, overall, the game was about a 9 out of 10 and 8.5. Localization sucked, and we have to see the gacha system. I'm gonna give it an 8. 9 was being pretty generous, but I'm gonna give it an 8. Honestly, I really did grind the hell out of this game. It was hella fun. But yeah, if you liked the video, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and peace out. See you in the next one.